Have you ever wondered why Palm Sunday is celebrated with such fervor and joy in the Christian calendar? This day marks a pivotal moment in history, when Jesus humbly entered Jerusalem on a donkey, greeted by crowds waving palm branches in his honor. A day filled with prophecy, symbolism, and acclamation, Palm Sunday sets the stage for the events leading up to the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Join me on this journey as we unravel the story behind Palm Sunday. The triumphal entry of Jesus into Jerusalem was not a random event, but a fulfillment of prophecy. This prophecy was penned down by Zechariah, a prophet of ancient Israel, in the 9th chapter of his book. He foretold, "Rejoice greatly, daughter Zion. Shout, daughter Jerusalem. See, your king comes to you, righteous and victorious, lowly and riding on a donkey, on a colt, the foal of a donkey." Imagine the scene. Jesus, the man who performed miracles and taught with authority, choosing to ride into Jerusalem on a donkey. It seems an odd choice until we see it through the lens of prophecy. This was a deliberate act, a fulfillment of Zechariah's words pointing to Jesus as the promised Messiah. Now let's talk about the donkey. You see, in those times, a king riding a horse was seen as a symbol of war, but a king on a donkey, that was a symbol of peace. Jesus was making a statement. He was not a warlord or a political revolutionary. He was the Prince of Peace, coming in humility and gentleness, not with swords and chariots. So, Jesus riding a donkey into Jerusalem was not just a humble act, but also a fulfillment of prophecy that pointed to his identity as the Prince of Peace. This was no ordinary entry. It was a divine event, prophesied centuries before it happened, and fulfilled in the humble, peaceful arrival of Jesus into the city of Jerusalem. Imagine the scene, the streets of Jerusalem filled with people, their hands waving palm branches, their voices crying out in joy and acclamation. As Jesus made his humble entry, the air was thick with anticipation and jubilation. The crowd's reaction was nothing short of extraordinary. These were common men and women, their lives etched with the hardships of the times, yet in that moment, they were united by a singular, resounding cry. "Hosanna! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." Now let's delve into the meaning behind these words. Hosanna, a Hebrew expression, was a plea for salvation, an exclamation of praise and gratitude. It was a call for help, an acknowledgement of divine intervention. And blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord, was a recognition of Jesus' divine authority, his role as the promised deliverer. The palm branches waved by the crowd hold their own symbolic significance. In ancient times, they were symbols of victory and triumph, used to welcome kings and heroes. By waving these branches, the crowd was acknowledging Jesus as their victor, their king, the one who would triumph over oppression and injustice. The crowds recognized Jesus as their long-awaited messianic king, and their acclamation was a public declaration of their faith in him. But why is Palm Sunday so significant to us today, you may ask? Well, it's an occasion that brings together several crucial elements of Christian faith, forming a tapestry of spiritual symbolism and prophetic fulfillment. Firstly, Palm Sunday is the embodiment of a prophecy foretold in Zechariah 9:9. The triumphant yet humble entry of Jesus into Jerusalem on a donkey was not a random event, but a divine orchestration fulfilling an ancient prophecy. This fulfillment underscores the reliability of God's promises and the certainty that what he has foretold will come to pass. The symbolism of the donkey, too, carries a profound message. This humble beast of burden, traditionally seen as a symbol of peace, was chosen over a war horse. This choice represents Jesus' mission of peace, his humility, and his kingdom's divergence from worldly power and glory. The crowd's acclamation of Jesus as the messianic king, waving palm branches and shouting Hosanna, is a potent reminder of Christ's kingship. Yet it's a kingship unlike any earthly rule, founded on love, sacrifice, and servitude rather than dominance and might. For Christians today, Palm Sunday is a powerful reminder of these truths. It's a call to welcome Jesus into our lives, just as the crowds welcomed him into Jerusalem. It's an invitation to embrace humility, peace, and sacrificial love as we follow in his footsteps. Palm Sunday is not just a historical event but a reminder of Jesus' humble acceptance of his mission to bring peace and salvation to the world.